there was an interview with this guy named Jack Schwager. Schwager. He is a author and a trader, and he was being interviewed. Uh, I think he was being interviewed. Either Etienne was interviewing him, somebody was interviewing him, and he said, and then they casually mentioned about somebody who's like trading on a 1 minute candle. Now this is a preeminent trader, okay? Despite the fact that he's aged now, but he is still a preeminent trader. And when the host mentioned that people are trading on a 1 minute candle, he responded. He goes, "Wow, you're trading a 1 minute candle, right? Like like it was an incredibly difficult thing to do, right? And and I can see why he says that. I can see why he said that. He's saying that here's a very very interesting fact. Now I know how I lost 300 plus, now probably reaching 400 Profirm challenges. I stopped counting after 300. Okay, to be honest, I stopped counting after 300. So what seems to be happening, and also my YouTube videos are more than 1,600 YouTube videos, and I stopped counting. I just allow it to do whatever it's doing. But fundamentally speaking, the most difficult thing is to trade on a very short time frame, such as the 1 minute time frame, because Jack Schwager knows this fact, and I believe he knows this because he experienced it. He experienced this in real life, and that's why he said, despite the fact that he is a preeminent trader, Jack Schwager said, okay, even though Jack Schwager is a preeminent trader, he said this. He said, "Wow." Okay? When this host mentioned that some people are trading in a 1 minute candle, all right? The reason why it's so difficult is on a hand trading basis, okay? I could be trading well and be conscious of what I'm doing for like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. I could do that for 1 month. Then there will come a day, there will be this one day, this one day, one moment that causes me to lose my mind. Somehow, something happens. Something happens. It's like I'd go have lunch at a pizza buffet. I'd have lunch, but I see this kid pick up the pizza, drop the pizza, grab the other one, and walks off and goes eats the other one. And then that triggers some sort of a response. So something happens that cause, or lack of sleep, or something, which causes the, fundamentally speaking, it has a separation between the logical side and the subconscious side. It separates it. It removes it. It parts it. It'll happen. It'll happen at a moment where I least expect it. And then the only way that I can figure this out is after the event has caused me to lose this challenge. Then I regain my consciousness. I regain my consciousness because I have now the object of what I need to do has finally stopped. And the subconscious has been diffused because the subconscious was actively engaged in what I was doing. But whatever I was doing is over now. Game is over. The game is over. Okay? The game is over. Once the game is over, the subconscious is detached from the game. That's the only way. That's the only way for the subconscious to be detached from the game. So the game is over. The game is over. Why am I repeating this? Because this is this is something that I have. This is something that has been plaguing me for 3+ years. 5 5 years, 2 years with like trading options, and 3 years with these prop firms. That thank God that I didn't have any more money to be doing this, because it would have been all gone. It would have been all gone because the tilt in me, there's something about it, this fundamental thing which causes the separation. It separates. It separates. There is a separation between the logical side and the subconscious. But the subconscious and the subconscious and the logical side must be merged together to communicate together in order to subconsciously do the things that the logical side is commanding it to do. Okay? If the logical side is detached, from the subconscious, which is essentially a chicken running around without its head, essentially, brutally speaking, when a chicken is harvested, the first thing you do is just chop off his head. But if you let the chicken there, it'll run around somehow. I don't know how. There must be some sort of a nervous system that's controlling everything. Somehow it's balancing itself. It's running around. So essentially what's happening is that when I'm making a trade, the subconscious is separated. It's like the chicken without its head. The head is the logical side, and then the subconscious is the body of the chicken. Okay? That's what's happening. That's why it's so difficult. That's what's the core, the fundamental. It's easy. Trading is easy. The rules are easy. The rules are easy. Okay? It's all I have to do is I have to trade in a certain way. Everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. Everybody can find those things. Okay, so I'll trade when it double bottom, and then put a little stop loss right there, and it's over with. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to do, and it's all I have to repeat that over and over again. But what is difficult about trading is that I am unable to control myself by merging the subconscious and the logical side constantly to the duration of the period in which I'm making the trade. So, somebody mentioned on another video, they said something like, on average, people keep their account after being funded for 22 days. They cannot, so it's on average is 22 days. They cannot go beyond 23 days because of this fact. This single fact is causing people to not be able to make those trades because of that single most important fact. Okay? Trading is like, okay, trade small. When it does this, you put a stop loss and then put a gain here. You do that, and you have lots of setups that are public. Everybody has these setups that they can use. It's there. Somebody has already back tested, and it works. And all they have to do is grab it and use it. Okay? That's the simple part. But the hardest part is controlling the self through the duration, the period in which the decisions need to be continuous from beginning to the end. And some stretches, so when prop firms have these like unlimited amount of time, that's actually a problem, because it introduces certain periods in which a person is exerted into getting into this separation between the logical side and the subconscious side. That is why trading is so difficult. That is why this is human nature too. It's a carbon-based life form issue. That means it's not just me, it's other people who are having the same issues. That's why 95% of the people fail. 95% of the people fail. Somehow there are 5% who are able to do this thing. Okay, some people, there's 5% of the people who are able to somehow figure this out. Okay, somehow they're able to do this. But the 95% of people, like myself, are unable to control I had instances where I was profitable for 1.5 months without going through the separation between the subconscious and the conscious side. And I employed those rules when I'm making these trades. But after I got funded, on the third or fourth day, that hideous thing entered into my trading where it parted. It just separated my logical side. It separated my conscious and the subconscious side, where the subconscious side was making the trades. It was just clicking away. And when that happens, that emotion triggers it. It causes greater amount. It's automatic. It's automatic. It's like an alligator just snapping. It's like something is triggering it. Something is instinctual about these activities, and that is the core. That is my fundamental problem. That is my fundamental problem right there. So how do I fix this? How do I fix this about myself? How do I fix about this? The only way I can fix this is by writing a robot. I have to code a robot so that I don't deal with this emotion thing, because that's the most important. I mean, wow, this is crazy part. That's the craziest part there. Wow. That is the craziest part. So essentially trading, wow, this is crazy stuff. This is like, wow. So trading is very, very simple. Trading is very, very simple, okay? So what I do is I recognize a setup, okay? I recognize a setup, okay? And then I make a proper size trade, okay? I put in the trade. And if the trade goes against me, then I know where I need to exit the trade. But okay, and then if it goes in a certain way, I sell, okay? That right there, that's it. That's exactly how trading is done, okay? But somehow I forgot. I forgot the size that I need to do, the size that I need to place in the trade, and also the stop losses that I need to consider, okay? And then also when I'm losing, chances are, statistically speaking, my trading capability diminishes, and that's why I'm losing. But when I size bigger, but all logical side is gone. Everything about it is gone. Something mental, something in a mental block. Something about it during my day has caused me to totally forget. It's totally forget about what trading is. I need to write down. Even if I write it down, I'll have it on paper, but I'm not going to be able to actively engage in it. Okay? I don't know how I can actively engage in it when I'm trading. Okay? Because wow. Okay. Now I see why trading is so difficult. Now I see. Okay? Now I see why trading is so difficult. Trading is so difficult for that reason. Okay? And figuring out how to trade that is essentially, wow. So how do I fix that? Oh, wow. So I can fix that by always remembering the rules, okay? And then also extinguishing any emotion. But I have to be conscious of those things. I have to have those rules and the experience and 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 the self-catching kind of a thing that allows me to be always conscious. Okay? I have to be always conscious when I'm making the trade. But when I'm making this trade, like today, I just came back and I attempted to trade and I lost it. I was floating. But nobody's telling me that I should be I should essentially what I needed to do is just stop trading. Okay? Wow. See, there are books that teaches you how to trade. I'm just see there are technical analysis books that are out there that tells you how to trade. There are authors who there are like YouTube videos that are they know how to trade. They tell you how it's done. Okay? Everybody there's lots of information out there. They tell you how it's done and it works. They're telling you the truth. They're telling you the truth. That's how you trade. Okay? That's how you trade. But for me, okay, this may not apply to everybody, but for me, what happens to me is this. Wow, what happens to me is this is the reason why I lost nearly 400 platform challenges now. This is the reason why. Okay? So the reason why is that I forget the rules and that I allow my emotion to allow the subconscious to keep trading. Okay? Whereas it's like it's my subconscious is my logical side is completely detached from my subconscious side. My logical side is completely detached from my subconscious side when I'm making these trades. And the last thing I remember about saying to myself is that, if I do this, this is the reason why I lost more than 300 times. I keep saying that. So I have now pinpointed exactly what my problem is. Okay? What is my problem? Okay, my problem has always been this now. Initially there were some other issues like trying to figure out how the trading world works, and then studying Al Brooks, and then learning all the ropes, figuring out my emotions, learning about myself, learning about the market, and getting everything all together. Now, I figured that out. Now, here's one thing that I have not figured out right now, which is this. This part of me is the separation between the consciousness, the separation between the logical side and the subconscious side. Okay? To emerge into something called the conscious side, the consciousness. Becoming conscious when I'm making those trades. Okay? When I make those trades, I have to be conscious, but I'm not conscious. I believe this is the reason why 95% of the people fail. Okay? So they'll get funded, and then if it's 22 days, they may have gotten the first payout. And then they'll get into a state of mind where their logical side is detached from their subconscious side. And then they're not conscious when they're making those trades. And so even though they have the set rule of only losing 1% per day, they just don't do it because their subconscious side is trading for them. I believe that's what's going on. That's what's happening with me. Now, how do I fix this problem? Okay, how do I fix this problem? How do I fix it? Okay, so what do I know? I know. Okay, so here's what happened today. So okay, and this is related to every challenge that I lost, okay? So what happened today? So the subconscious side was trading. Okay? The subconscious side was trading. Why was the subconscious side trading? Why? Why was the subconscious side trading? Okay, why? What causes the subconscious side to trade? What? What causes the subconscious side to trade? Distractions? Okay? Uh, there could be distractions, okay? So there could be, I could be tired, right? I could be tired. I could be mentally tired, okay? So there could be distractions. I could be tired, or I'm emotionally compromised, okay? So those are the three things that could possibly cause me to lose the challenge. Okay, do exactly what I did today, okay? So let me restate again. I could be, so when I'm making the trades, I cannot be splitting my mind into something else when I'm making the trade, because that will divide up my mind. It'll it's it's like it's like it's like if it's like if somebody is in a war, okay? And somebody, when the one side has the other side being preoccupied, okay? That means part of the forces need to be paying attention to the backside while also paying attention to the front side. By creating a distraction, that side is split into two, causing the efficacy of the full potential to be diminished by 50%. And then all at the same time, the front side with 100% of 100% of full force is attacking from the front side. And therefore, the only result is a separation between the conscious side and the subconscious side. So trading is really, people talk about being a business. So people talk about trading being a business, right? So if truly trading is about business, okay, I have to take it very, very seriously. I have to take it very, very seriously that trading is indeed trading is a business, okay? All right? So what do I need to do? What did I do today? So I was like, while I was trading, I was like, because it was so boring. Trading was so boring. So I was like, I was listening to Trump, what he's doing on YouTube when I'm doing that. So what I need to do from this point forward, when I'm trading, I need to, okay, so here's what I need to do. Okay. So when I'm making a trade, I have to do these things, okay? This is very, very important. This is very, very important stuff here. This is truly very, very important. Okay, so so there's three things. One, distraction. Two, emotion. Three, rules. Okay, so I wrote these things down here. Okay, I wrote these things down right there. Okay, I wrote those things down. Number one is distractions. Number two is emotion. Number three is what is that? Rules. Okay, number three is rules. All right, I'm an old man. I can't see very well now. Okay, so these are three things that I need to, so these are the three things that causes me to be, so those three things separates me from the subconscious side to the logical side. Okay, those are the things. So if I don't know the rules, then essentially it's the same thing as the subconscious side, because the logical side doesn't have the rules. Okay, and the emotions, and if I'm like emotional, then the subconscious side is detached from the logical side. It's obvious. Also, if I have a distraction, then my mind is like parted, okay? My mind is not all there, okay? My mind is not all there. And therefore, that's my problem. So I need to make these rules. So first of all, okay, so I have to, like, when I'm making these trades, I have to be conscious. I have to make these rules. So the first one is turn all off. Okay? Everything off, like distractions. Okay? Two, trade just one. Trade just one. Okay, trade is one. If I have multiple ones running around, that's difficult to like handle. Okay, I've experienced this before. I've experienced this numerous times. That's why I kept losing. Even when I was trading even when I was trading options, I was like I would put one on because it wouldn't move. I would put another one on and it would move against me, and it was like I didn't know how to handle it and I would lose. Okay, I've done that before. Okay, so that's one. Two. Now, last time when I made trades, I say to myself, okay, so is something bothering me? Okay, is anything bothering me? So today, I was not emotional. The emotion was not in control. Okay, did something happen? Did somebody say something? Did something occur to me that could possibly cause me to deviate from being a pristine condition to make the trades? Okay, so that's something that I need to consider. Okay. Self-assess. Okay, and then figure it out, and then say to myself, hey, I can't do anything about it right now, just leave it to God. Okay, that's all I'd say, and then make it happen. Okay, the third part is these are the rules. I have to know the rules. The rules are I have to set these rules and I have to follow these rules. If I don't follow these rules, catastrophic events will occur. To handle this particular situation, I have to have the rules. I have to have the rules to a specific situation that I'm in and use it religiously. Okay? So what is the rule? So I have to have profit target. I have to have entry, and I have to have stop loss. Okay? I have to have these things. I have to have a stop loss. I have to have a profit target. I have to have the entry. Okay? So when those things are there, and then if I lose, then I have to reassess my emotion. Okay? Am I all there? Do I need to take a breath? Do I need to do something else in order to help myself recover from that loss? The loss is a big deal. The loss is a big deal. It's not nothing. It is a big deal because it impacts me. It makes me do things that I don't want to do because the loss will cause me to trigger into an emotional state of mind that causes me to do something that I do not want to do. Okay? And only after the fact, after I lose everything, then something happens. Wow. So you get the drift? This is a business, man. This is very, very serious. This is this is business. Okay? This is business. This is really, really important. You're 56 years old, or you're going to be 57 soon. Okay? And if you keep this up, this is a reason why. This is the reason why. This is the reason why people go throughout all of their life, especially when you have to do something for a long stretch of time, and that one instant will erase this period of time where 5 years will pass and you cannot profit. That's why. That's why you're doing that. That's why. Okay? That's why it's happening that way. You got it? You get the idea? Does that make sense? So you have to this is very, very important. I need to work on this. This is a prime example. I saw what's happening. I saw what's happening right there. I was conscious of what I was doing, but I was not able to do anything about it because my subconscious was in the driver's seat. It was making all the decisions. Okay, it was making all the decisions. I was there. It's like I was there I was just sitting in the back seat while the subconscious side was driving the car into a wall. Okay? The subconscious side was slamming the car into the wall, but I was in the back seat and I was monitoring, but the subconscious does not hear. The subconscious side was wearing an earplug. It was wearing a noise cancellation headphone. Okay? Whatever I said, it was not hearing. It just went wham right into the wall. Okay? That's $70. Wow. The only thing I could say was wow. But these are the things that I need to be. This is the reason why, even though I was, wow, my God, I know how to trade. I know how to trade now. I know how to trade. But this is it. This, I need to fix this. I know how to trade. I know how to trade. Okay? I know how to trade. But this subconscious side, this is the ugly thing that's causing it. This is what's causing it now. I know how to trade now. Look, you want to see some goosebumps? Look, I know how to trade. I know how to trade. Okay? I know how to trade. It is this fundamental thing that's causing me to be separated from what I know and applying what I know to trading. That's what's causing it. Okay? Have I visited this before? This is it. This is it, man. This is it. This is why 95% of the people cannot, succeed as a day trader. This is why. This is the precise reason why, okay? This is the precise reason why. I know how to trade, but this particular thing that causes me to be in a state of mind just like a robot. It has to be in a state of mind that has all the rules that is set, but the robot is inherently emotionless, okay? And there's no distraction with the robot because the robot is programmed to perform a specific task. Until the robot has some sort of manipulation that is done to it to detach itself from the data that is streaming into the robot, okay? That's distraction, but that doesn't happen because it's a robot. And the robot has all the right rules. So these are the three fundamentally important things that are causing everyone, the 95% of the people, to fail. So I need to see. Now I'm thinking about how I passed the last funded account. Okay, so the phase one, I was like dead set. I was so serious. I was like, I have to make this work. I said to myself, I have to make this work, because I was in a state of mind. I was in a mental state of mind where I'm aging. I'm 56. I'm 56 years old, and if I don't make this work. Life is going to be impossible to live. Okay? It will be impossible. All right? I'm going to be another 5 years from now, I'm going to be 61, 62 years old. When I'm 61, 62 years old, there's no job. And even if there's a job, it's going to be a physically demanding job. When it's physically demanding job for a 62 years old, it cannot be done. There's mangling. There's like leg damage. There's ankle damage. There's knee damage. Okay? And even though exercise is good, I cannot do that at age 62. And there's no place to live. Okay, the car's going to break down. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to work. That's why I was so serious. I was serious for a stretch of 1.5 months. Okay, and I passed the phase one and phase two. That's why I removed all distractions. I removed all political things. President Trump is a great president, but I need to shut him down for my own sake. He'll do fine, okay? He's gonna run the country well. I don't have to be involved in it. I have I have to be so focused. I have to be so focused that I remove all distractions from the outside world. Okay? I have to make this work. I have to get a payout. Once I get a payout, okay? Once I get a payout, my life will change. But until then, my life is in jeopardy. Okay? So that's the first part. Remove all distractions. Remove everything. The YouTube is a great platform. It's a great platform. It allows me to post and be a creator and a content creator. I can see what I need to see in developing my skill set, but I cannot allow the distractions about people fishing, people eating, okay? People who are talking about certain things and political things about some guy who's in El Salvador or whatever it is. I don't need to know that, okay? I don't need to know how much these celebrities make. I don't need to know that, okay? That's not my problem. I don't need to know how much these billionaires, what kind of boats they have, okay? I don't need to know what horsepowers they have, okay? I don't need to know that. That's not for me, okay? Not right now. I need to succeed. It's for people who are already successful, okay? Who needs to watch that, but not me. I cannot be spending my time separating my mind watching people fish, okay? It's great. People are in Florida, okay? They take tours and all that stuff. I can see why they're catching like abalones and whatever it is. I can see that, but I cannot do that. I have to separate it. It's the distraction. It's the distraction that's causing this. Okay? That's the distraction. I have to, whenever I go somewhere, this is very, very simple. This is very, very serious. Even though certain things like don't seem to be very, very important, but it's very, very important because it impacts me when I'm making a trade. When I go to work to wash dishes, when somebody's upset, then they elbow you. They cause you to be emotionally distracted. They'll say certain things to cause me to be in an emotionally traumatized situation. Okay? That's what happens. And when I'm not properly nourished, it causes a drawdown in my energy level, and I'm not able to focus properly. And that's why I cannot enforce the rules and I allow the subconscious to take over. I cannot do that. There's distractions. I need to actively be engaged in removing these distractions. Just the past couple of days, I saw it, and I only had like 10% of the move. But if I was focused, I could have gotten maybe 80 or 90% of the moves. Okay? So these would have sufficiently helped me even past. Okay? So distraction is very, 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 very important. Okay? Also, emotion. Emotion caused by that loss. I need to figure this out. Okay? Okay? Emotion caused from the loss. Okay? Caused from the loss. And also, okay, emotion from the cause of the loss, as well as external, okay, and internal emotions, okay? So when I incur a loss, even if it's small, it's a big problem. It's a big issue. A loss is a big issue. Even if I lose small, it's a big issue, okay? It's not a minor thing. It's a big issue. If I lose something in here, it causes the mind to get into a state of mind that is, it's a big issue. It causes the emotion. So what happens is that the emotion separates me. Emotion separates me from using my logical side. It separates me from applying my logical side. Okay, that's what emotion does. Okay, so I have to be in full control over my emotion. I have to be in a state of. So even like these distractions that are causing this, right? Even the distractions, I have to make sure that I am pristine when I'm applying a solution to the market. Okay? Even if I'm in 100% perfect condition, it's difficult for me to make money. But when I'm distracted, I am emotionally charged, okay? Then I cannot properly execute what I need to do as a day trader. That's the problem, okay? That's my problem. Okay, so I have certain rules. I have certain rules about what I need to trade, but I keep forgetting about it, okay? So when I'm making these trades, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so have I first identified where the setup is, okay? So what is the setup? Is it trending, or is it range bound? Okay, if it's range bound, I have to trade differently, okay? I have to trade differently. When it's trending, I can get in practically at the top, okay? But if it's range bound, if I get in at the top, it's top ticking because it's going to reverse and go to the other side. It's a completely different way of trading when I'm doing this. Okay, so there's two types of trading that I need to be concerned about. So that's the rule that I need to understand. Also, when I set my stop loss, I need to set it in a certain location firmly so that when it hits it, it's over with. It's done with. It extinguishes my emotion. That's a rule that I have, okay? So that's what I need to do. Now, when I lose, I need to say to myself, okay, so why did I lose? Okay? So I need to after a loss, I need to assess, okay? Why I lost. Okay? I need to give myself time. Reason why I lost. Instead of keep trading and instinctively going like, okay, so I lost here, I'll do this and pop and I lose again, and this is amazing. This is amazing. I was like down 2.5% after, even with all the damage, I was only down 2.5%. And then I did something that is just didn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, it's like it's I did something that is totally and incredibly did not make sense whatsoever. Okay, it's like okay, so I just went in because I just went in because with big size because, okay, so I just rolled the dice. You can't do that. And then when I lost, then I got out, and then I flipped aside and I did it again, but it reversed and went the other direction. So it was the mind is completely separated because of that. So when I lose, I have to say to myself, look, I need to take some time. That's the rule that I need to enforce. When I lose, I have to take some time. Okay? I have to hold off. I have to hold off for a little bit so that I can think. I can have my logical side explain away why I lost so that I don't repeat it. Okay? I have to do that. I have to catch myself. I have to bring my subconscious side back to reality so that I can properly make the right decisions. These three things are now the primary focus. It has become time for me to focus on this, okay? It has become time for me to focus on what I need to do right now, okay? I'm like, wow, man. Within the past week and a half, I lost about $300. $300 is more than 3 days of washing dishes. Do you understand? And you have no money, okay? Okay, so these are the things that I need to work on. These distraction, emotion, rules. Okay? Distractions, emotions, and rules. These are the things that I need to enforce. I need to make sure to recap. Okay, to recap, if I need to stop I need to be one with the market. Okay, I need to be silent with the market. I need to be in tune with the market. Okay, that's going to help me. So that means all distractions are off. Okay, All distractions are off during my session. Secondly, okay, if there's any residual emotion that I'm feeling, I need to put that aside and leave it to God. Say it and believe it and just do it. And then if I incur a loss, okay, then I need to make it very, very important that emotion is a very, very important thing in trading. And I need to address it. And I need to also toss it into let God handle everything, okay? And then extinguish that emotion fast. And the rules, I have to be familiar with these rules. I have to write these things down. I say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, okay? And this is the setups that I'm going to take. And these are the setups that usually works, okay? And so when I take these setups, I have to put the stop loss in a specific location. When it hits that, I'm out, okay? And when there's a profit target, I set it over there, but I keep monitoring it. If it doesn't reach it, then I did exit the trade because of this reason. I have to do it that way, okay? So that's how I'm going to make the trade. All right? Make sense? So if I don't do this and make myself into a robot, okay? If I don't make this into a robot, it's going to be I'm going to be sitting here 5 years from now saying the same thing to you. If I don't make these changes, I will essentially be saying the same thing because I can predict. I've been trading for a while and I know how trend works, okay? It's when my subconscious side drives that I don't know. But I know how trend works. And trend is my friend. It truly is. And the trend is this. I see in your future that if you don't make these changes, 5 years from now, you're going to be saying the same thing. If you don't make these changes and you stick to it, if you don't stick to it, 5 years from now, okay, you're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. Okay? 5 years from now, I foresee that you'll be doing the same thing if you don't do this. If you don't do this, 5 years from now, you're going to do the same darn thing. Okay? This is a business. You know what business do? If you don't make money, it does not survive. Even startup companies, initially, although the revenue is far less than the investments, they're making money, okay? And they're figuring out how to make money. And eventually, they start making money. This is a business. This is a very, very serious business. This is the reason why I'm talking to you. Okay, this is the reason why you have something to do. Okay? Chances are you only have about 20 years left. And you've already seen 5 years gone just like that. 5 years gone just like that. 5 years just disappeared. Just like that. Just like that. 5 years gone. Okay? 5 years has just gone from your life. Sitting here being estranged from your kids. The least you could do is provide resources for your ex-wife and your kids. That is the least you can do. My involvement, because of my ignorance, will probably make it worse for them. So the best thing and the least thing that I can do is provide the financial resources so that they can properly decide whatever they want. That is your ultimate goal. That is your ultimate goal in life. Okay? That is it. Of course, if they want something more, that'll be great. But that is it. Okay? You have an obligation. Okay? You have an obligation. You can just live apart from your kids and your ex-wife, okay? And you're done with, and you can just go on your way, right? You can do that. It's perfectly, that's what your own father did to you, okay? That's what your father did to you. Your own father did that to you, okay? You can live like that. You can be like that, but that's not you. That's not what you want to do. You want to provide whatever they need, and whatever they need on a fundamental basis is the resources, so they have an option to do whatever they want. And you can provide that by doing this. You can help yourself and you can help your family. Okay? You can help yourself and you can do your family. Help your family. This is a business. Business makes money. Okay? Apparently, after 2 years, if you don't succeed, it's over with. It's been 5 years. This is very, very, very serious. This is very, very serious. Okay? This is very, very serious. I don't know how to reach you. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know how or what needs to happen. Okay? They may make sense right now. Look at this. You just tossed it away. You just punted it away. It's like it just didn't matter to you at all. Within 1 hour, you erased everything you've done for the past week. You've done it. You've erased everything you've done for the past week because of that. Okay? So this is it. This is very, very important. This is business. This is business. You need to this will work. Okay? This will work. I've proven it. It worked before. Okay? All you have to do is do this. It'll work. Okay? Whatever happens, whoever says what, whoever does whatever it is, ignore, okay? It's over with. This is so important. Whatever somebody says, whatever somebody does, you do your job, washing dishes, get the heck over here, and that's it. Focused. No distractions. No emotions. Solid rules. These are the things that you have to do. You've done this before. It worked. It will work again. That's what I needed to do. It's been 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. Let's get it going. This is all talk, but it needs to happen. And once I have it solidified, okay? I cannot forget about this. I cannot forget about this. I have to make this work. Okay? I'll take a snapshot and I'll post it on here, so maybe I'll remember it somehow. But this is so important. So important. Okay? Even funding traders didn't give you another account even if you bought it so that you can think about it. Okay? This within 1 hour you just tossed away, you just punted it, you just gave it away. This is like giving it away. All that hard work gone. All that hard work. 1 full day of washing dishes. Hard labor. Your fingers are like arthritis kind of thing, okay? Your knees are hurting, your ankles are hurting, okay? You sacrificed all that to make $100 so that you could buy this challenge. And you spent the past week trying to whittle away at the gains. Chip away at the profit target, and then you raise it up to 3.5% and you just lost it. In a matter of 1 hour. 1 hour you lost it because you were distracted. You're mentally separated from what you need to do. This boredom that you have, the boredom that you have is not good. Okay, the boredom needs to be extinguished. This is business. This is so important. It's either now or it's going to be another 5 years. This is the talk that you had to have. How many times do I have to yell at you? How many times do I have to talk to you like this? How many times? How many times? Okay, how many times? How many times does this have to happen? No distractions. No emotions. Know the rules, okay? Those are very, very important. Rules will encompass whatever the setups that I'm using. I was doing fine. I was doing fine for the first few hours. And then something happened. What happened? Right? The distractions. Something is distracting me. Okay? This has to work. This has to work. Okay? This is it. This is it. All right? Today. Okay? Today. All right? This is it, man. This is it. This is your future. You cannot work for anybody. All right? You're out of touch. You're old. These young people work 10 times faster than you. They know something about AI. You don't know anything about AI. All right? They know they're extroverts. They can talk to people. They can work together. They know the solutions. They can grab solutions. But you're an introvert. It is impossible for you to talk to other people to figure something out, okay? I know that about you. That is a complete waste. 1 hour erased everything. What is that, 1 hour? In a matter of 10 minutes, I lost everything. 20 minutes. In a matter of 20 minutes, I lost everything. 20 minutes. It took 20 minutes to ruin everything. 20 minutes. Because the mind wasn't there. The mind wasn't there. Okay, distractions, emotions, set the rules. Figure this out. That's why people are in the business of selling how to do things. Because it is so difficult. This is so difficult. This is so difficult to keep doing. That's why when people are gold mining, they used to sell shovels and picks and axes, okay? Because that's where the money is. The hard work is so difficult, okay? That's why. But it's going to be different for you. You're going to make it happen. You're going to do it, okay? You're going to be that rare exception, okay? You're going to do it. This is so important. This is so important, okay? Every one of these items have to be very, very important. No more distractions. Okay? It's great. Now now you know about politics, okay? Now you know how good President Trump is, okay? Okay? You know how good President Trump is. You went on YouTube, you went on Facebook, you've been on LinkedIn, you know how things work. But this is either you do this or your life is over. Okay? It really is. It really is. There's no more time now. There's no more time. There's no more time. This is the solution. Okay? This is the solution. You have time when you use this. This is the solution. Okay? This is it. All right? It's a business. The reason why you're working for yourself is because you work hard. If you work hard for somebody else, you don't get anything above what you're doing. What you're supposed to be doing. Okay? That's why somebody like you who's a hard worker needs to work for yourself. Okay? So this is it. This is what, after all these years, this is what you need to work on. This is the solution. This is the solution. This, distraction, emotion, and the rules. These are the things that needs to be adhered to have discipline and performed every day. And if you're not able to achieve this to a level of perfection, it is better to not trade. So you could have saved your account. You could have saved a whole days of washing dishes. You got it? Does that make any sense to you? Anybody there? Hello? This is it. Okay? I'll call this iRobot. Distraction, emotion, rules. You got it? See, we talked about this so many times in the past. Okay? We talked about this. We talked about this in the car. We talked about this in a park. We talked about this in a room. We talked about this while taking a shower. We talked about this in a bathroom. We talked about this over and over. We talked about this while working, washing dishes. We talked about this with other people. This is it. Okay? It's strange to me why my day trading buddy would mention something like that. But now it has popped up. Something has triggered. Something caused, like 20 minutes, you just lost it. 20 minutes. A week's of work, 20 minutes gone. This is why it's so difficult. That's why Jack Schwager was saying, okay, you're trading on a 1 minute time frame, right? Wow, that's what he said. Somebody who's an excellent trader says that. That's why it's so difficult. It is so difficult to keep these things in mind so that I could glue my subconscious to my logical side so that I can provide the best solution. Okay? Look at that. 20 minutes I lost everything. 20 minutes. Okay. Here's the reality. I could talk like this all the time. I could talk about this like a week from now, a month from now, but the only thing that could save me is God. So the only thing that I can say is whatever I want to do, it is virtually impossible. Because I've done this for the past 5 years and I'm consistent at it. But what I need to do, just like an Alcoholics Anonymous on the books, it says, only God can fix this for you. Nobody else. Only God can fix this. Okay? So I'm making a prayer. God, help me. God, help me fix this part of me so that I can finally get a payout. Okay? So that I can finally get a payout. All right? Something happened to me. Something happened to me today that caused me to lose this, whatever interaction that is. See, when I run into people, there could be some sort of emotion that jumps onto me that causes me to forget. The interactions that I have with people from here to here that causes me to forget. So these emotions become allergic, contagious. So when somebody comes over, these emotions jumps onto me that causes me to be in a state of different mind. In a totally different state of mind. The only way that I can be vigilant, but something will come in to my consciousness that separates me from my subconscious and my logical side. And so I need to keep those things together in order to make the right trades. Okay? So I don't know how long it's going to be. Okay? I don't know. I have no idea how long this is going to. I have no idea. This is virtually an impossible thing to do. This is essentially, now I see why it's so difficult. And I don't know how these people I have no idea how the 5% are able to avoid this. I have no idea how. I have no idea how these 5%, that's probably the reason why I'm losing. See, 5% figure this out. The 5% of the people figure this out. They know. The 5% of the people figure this out. Okay? The 5% of the people figure this out. That's why they're successful. 95% are victim to this. But only 5% figured this out. Only 5% figured this out.